Online radicalization doesn't always start with politics. A lot of times it starts with skincare. If not skincare, then maybe homemaking, dating advice, diet tips, or advice on staying safe when shopping alone. You might start by engaging with content that doesn't seem political at all, but it can act as an entry point to dangerous misinformation that shapes not just what you believe, but your values. Here are some examples of these online alt-right rabbit holes that women need to be aware of. Content around clean beauty and clean eating can be harmless and even healthy at first. But this type of content is also filled with pseudoscience, misinformation, misrepresentation, studies, and unregulated terms. It can quickly lead to distrust in medical advice and things that are actually proven to make not only you but your community healthier, like vaccines and medicine. Homemaking content can be a great way to become more connected to your food sources, learn useful skills that could benefit your family and your community, and help you just slow down and appreciate the day-to-day. However, there's a lot of oppressive ideology mixed in with this content online. Homesteading can quickly lead into trad wife content. It's very binary, gender essentialist thinking, that being that men and women have very prescribed traits and places in society. It always ends up leaving women disenfranchised, as well as being transphobic and homophobic. A lot of this is also tied to Christian nationalism. This idea that a nation should be governed by Christian values. Separation of church and state who? Feminine and masculine dating coaching. This idea that it's going to be harder for women to find a partner if they're too in their masculine, and that women need to be embracing their divine femininity, finding a high value man, being a high value woman. It goes back to that really gender essentialist thinking. And as long as we're living under capitalism, you gotta make money to have power. And I'm not even talking like big power. I'm talking about ability to leave a dangerous situation. And the root of this type of content is that it's always trying to keep wealth with white straight men. That type of anti-trafficking content that your mom shares on Facebook. It's like, if you see a leaf on your windshield, don't get out of your car. You've been marked to be human trafficked. I have other videos on this and I'm more than happy to go more in depth, but that's not how human trafficking works. That type of messaging does nothing to combat the actual risk factors for human trafficking, which often has to do with poverty, addiction, LGBTQ youth who haven't been accepted in their home are also really at risk, as well as youth in the child welfare system. Instead, this messaging just encourages unsubstantiated stranger danger that often looks like white women being very suspicious of men of color. And I also think it's what leads to a larger acceptance of anti-immigration rhetoric and policy. And that's what brings me to my point, because these things in moderation on your algorithm are like whatever. But when you start getting fed more and more of this content, because that's what the algorithm is feeding you, people start becoming more and more radicalized. And this isn't an individual problem. This is how we react to policy. So call it out when you see it online. Misinformation, patriarchy disguised as aesthetics, white supremacy in this content, Christian nationalism. We need media literacy and we need to continue fighting back in the algorithm.